pretty good matchup here with Kansas State versus Stanford. Kind of an underrated matchup, I think. Odds makers have Stanford as a 14.5 favorite, and I think that makes some sense. They're ranked. They're always tough. I love David Shaw. I like Stanford. I just love how they run the ball. They got Christian McCaffrey. We all know how electric he is. But Kansas State, they got everybody back. Not everybody back, but they have everybody healthy, is what I should say. They have their quarterback back, which is really important. And they got some good returning skill players. Pretty good defensive front. I think they could stay within this 14.5. So I'm going to back the Wildcats here. Getting the points, I think there's good value. Doubt they beat Stanford, in Palo Alto, but I think they could stay within the number. Let's talk about Kansas State last year. Man, they really had a lot of injuries. Last year, they allowed a 285.5 passing yards per game. That ranked them 121st nationally. One of the worst pass defenses, but they had nobody. I mean, they were all injured last year, so they'll be a lot better this year on that end with some guys back. They have a good defensive front, which should help them to stop Stanford, who's got a couple question marks on the line. Well, they have some new starters at least, but the key for Kansas State to stay in this one, they're going to have to score, and they got Jesse Ertz back, which is going to be really important considering he was out all last year. Good senior running back in Charles Jones, Deontay Burton, good receiver. So, Bill Snyder is a great college football coach, and they had a ton of injuries last year. I look for Kansas State to have a much better season as they should, and I think they can stay within the number against the Cardinals. Stanford, I love this program. They were so tough last year. They averaged 37.8 points per game last season. That ranked them third in the Pac-12, 18th nationally. I mean, they just run the ball. Passing yards, they only averaged about 211 yards per game last season, which ranked them, out of the top 70. But that's not them. They're going to run the ball, period. And you know what's coming. Like I mentioned, though, they got a couple new guys this season overall. Well, across the board, they have a really interesting mix of veterans and new guys, I should say. But 3 new offensive linemen, which could be, interesting for this first game here. They're going to be really good, by the end of the season. McCaffrey, he's amazing. But still, 14.5 against a Kansas State team that should come in, with some talent on their end as well. So I'm going to go ahead and back the Wildcats here, plus the 14.5. Stanford wins, but I think Kansas State keeps it pretty interesting. Special teams, real quick mention on that. Both teams, very, very good. I don't have a lot to say about that. We always know with Bill Snyder, you're going to get a good special teams. And Christian McCaffrey for Stanford, he might take one back to the house. He's that good. But 14.5, a bit too much. I think Kansas State stays within the number. That's my NCAA college football pick, and I wish you luck on your picks today.